Hello friends, welcome to the class of high voltage engineering. In previous part of this circuit breaker testing, I have discussed about some basic facts related to the circuit breaker, which includes its necessity, its roles and responsibilities. That lecture have also included the appropriate selection of the circuit breakers, which depends obviously over the operated voltage levels and so on. In today's lecture, I am going to discuss about the power frequency withstand voltage test, which is a one sort of dielectric test over the circuit breaker, which ideally or intentionally performed to check the insulation's voltage withstanding capacity when the circuit breaker is subjected to over voltage situation. Okay, so this will be the agenda of this lecture. So let us start with the flow of the present. So before discussing over the power frequency withstand voltage test, let us revise the different types of testing and its applicability over the circuit breakers to decide its electrical and mechanical performances. So number one is the mechanical test. So mechanical test is usually conducted over the circuit breaker to decide its ability to sustain the mechanical forces. So in ideal practice, during the conduction of the mechanical test, the testing engineer is expected to analyze the opening and closing time and opening and closing speed of circuit breaker contacts. Let me give you one example, that if suppose during the fault the circuit breaker takes a longer time to open, then it may cause a severe damages. Okay, and if suppose the circuit breaker is closing with a very fast speed, then it may causes a mechanical damages to the circuit breaker contacts. So ideally, if the speed of closing or if the speed of opening is more than the prescribed level, then unwanted vibrations may cause the mechanical failures to the circuit breaker contacts. If the circuit breaker contacts are moving with a very slower speed, then again it will be a drawback to that circuit breakers. Okay, so when we are performing the mechanical test over the circuit breaker contacts by opening or closing, one has to analyze or one has to monitor the time of opening, time of closing, speed of opening and speed of closing, and one has to check that whether this separation and closing performance is proceed as per its designated duty or not. Okay, so while we are performing the mechanical test, it is expected that the circuit breaker contacts should not observe any kind of mechanical damages. So that is a one test. The another test is a thermal test. So thermal test is nothing but it is, you can consider the hot spot measurement, or even you can consider it as a temperature rise test. So normally here the thermal test is focusing towards the nominal temperature rise which is being observed inside the circuit breakers. Okay, so undoubtedly the thermal tests are carried out to check the thermal behavior of the circuit breaker. So circuit breaker under the test obviously deal with the steady state temperature rise due to the flow of the rated current through its poles, okay, in a rated condition. So temperature rise which is expected for the rated current should not be exceeded 40 degrees Celsius, okay, for the current less than 800 amperes. Okay, if suppose the current is more than 800 amperes, okay, then the expected temperature rise would be of 50 degrees Celsius under the normal value of current. Okay, so these values are specifically for the normal operation, not the abnormal one, because during the abnormal condition the circuit breaker has to perform its designated duties. Okay, otherwise due to the because of the larger temperature rise, the circuit breaker contacts may get melted. Okay, if suppose the circuit breaker fails to operate its duty. The another is the dielectric test. Okay, if you are considering SF6 type, if you are considering air blast, air brake, oil circuit breakers, or the vacuum circuit breakers, where the terms vacuum, SF6, air, all these stands for dielectric medium. Okay, so when the circuit breakers are subjected to the higher voltage stresses, the insulation of these circuit breakers must be capable enough to sustain or to withstand the large magnitude of voltages. Otherwise it will causes the unwanted switching operations of the circuit breakers, may create the unwanted switching over voltages which are unhealthy for the insulations of subsequent equipments. So in today's lecture, my agenda is to discuss over how the power frequency withstand voltage test is being performed over the circuit breakers to assess the quality of insulation in terms of its voltage withstanding capacity. For the impulse voltage withstanding capacity, one can refer the literatures available onto the various sites. So it is not a scope of this lecture, so I am not going to touch upon that impulse voltage withstanding capacity of circuit breakers. The another is the short circuit test. So circuit breakers during this test are subjected to the sudden short circuit in short circuit laboratories, and the oscilloscopes are generally connected to take out the signatures to know the behavior of the circuit breakers at time of its switching in, during the contact breaking, and after the arc extinction. So ultimately in the short circuit test, the oscilloscope normally captures the short circuit current waveform, based on what one can determine the other specifications like the breaking capacity, okay, means the asymmetrical breaking capacity, symmetrical breaking capacity, making current capacity, short time current rating of circuit breakers, and obviously also the rated current, rated voltage, and rated frequency. So normally the short circuit test usually performed on the circuit breakers to assess the nameplate characteristics. Okay, whatever the values that you are reading over the nameplate will be assessed by conducting the short circuit test on circuit breaker. Okay, so based on this test, one can assure the circuit breaker is manufactured as per its designed values. So let us start the main topic on which I'm interested in discussing, that is the power frequency over voltage withstand test of circuit breaker. So you know that the power system experiences a different temporary power frequency over voltages due to the sudden rejection of the load from the system, or sometimes the wrong operation or the mal-operation of online tap changers, insufficient shunt compensations. Okay, likewise, suppose the transformer is suddenly disconnected from the load, etc. Okay, so there are the so many possibilities which can produces the temporary power frequency over voltage magnitudes. So these over voltage magnitudes may strike over the insulation of the equipment, and if the insulation of the equipment is not sufficient to withstand these voltage magnitudes, then it will create the damage to the equipment. Okay, so to check or to assess this quality of the insulation, the power frequency withstand voltage test is very important to perform. So power frequency over voltage withstand test of circuit breaker is performed to verify the sufficiency of insulation strength of the main circuit to withstand this kind of abnormal over voltage conditions. Okay, so this is the basic requirement of performing or conducting a power frequency over voltage withstand test on the circuit breaker. So circuit breaker should also be designed to capable enough of withstanding the over voltages due to lightning and switching impulses. So to assess this quality, normally the impulse voltage test is generally performed. Okay, so that will be the part of the impulse voltage testing, where the impulse voltage is of a larger magnitude with short duration, and the longer duration will be generated by the impulse voltage generators. And after generating the impulse voltages, it will be applied to the circuit breakers. So a circuit breaker, like other costly engineering equipment, are designed for safely facing all kind of abnormal situations, but at the same time the designers cannot sacrifice the economical aspects. Okay, that is the very important point, because ultimately if suppose the equipment fails, then it directly impact over the economical considerations. Okay, ultimately what we are practicing is to get the revenues. Okay, so if the system gets failed due to the failure of such high voltage devices, then it directly impacts over the revenue generation. So ultimately it affects on the financial practices. To verify the capability of withstanding all kinds of over voltages, not only the power frequency but also the impulsive over voltages, the over voltage conditions, without sacrificing the economical aspects of manufacturing, a circuit breaker has to go through and pass the different dielectric test. So dielectric test normally includes the two types. One is the power frequency over voltage withstand test, and second is the impulse voltage withstand test. Okay, so to avoid these economical aspects, okay, the manufacturers has to test the circuit breaker for this power frequency over voltage withstand test and the impulse voltage withstand test. So by conducting these two type of testing, one can assess its insulation capacity. So only power frequency over voltage withstand test comes under the category of routine test of circuit breakers, whereas the impulse voltage test is put up into the category of the special test. So here you can see that the basic circuit arrangement to conduct 1 minute dry power frequency voltage withstand test on circuit breaker. Okay, so let us discuss by taking the case of SF6 type circuit breaker. So here you can see that top of all the poles, you can see over here the two circuit breakers are there. Okay, the three poles are there for circuit breaker. So top of all the poles of all these circuit breakers of same voltage rating to be tested are connected together, preferably by the copper conductors. Here you can see that all the top portion of all poles of all circuit breakers of same voltage rating is to be tested and are connected together by this by the copper conductor. Afterwards, all these are connected to the ground, as you can see over here. Similarly, if you can see the base of, okay, so here you can see these are the 2 points where the high voltage is applied. The base of all the circuit breakers under test is to be properly grounded, as you can see over here. So this is how one has to create a connection to test the circuit breaker for 1 minute power frequency voltage Wheatstone test. The bottom of all the poles of all circuit breaker under test are connected together, preferably by the copper conductor, so which you can see over here. Okay, so all the poles are sorted by this copper conductor, across which one has to apply the power frequency high voltage. Okay. So this connection is then connected to the phase terminal, as you can see over here. The center of the connections are shorted with each other, and then it will be connected to this high voltage source, which is generally a cascade transformer. If you consider the basic circuitry for this power frequency over voltage test, initially you find the voltage regulator to boost up the voltage to the primary of transformer to obtain the rated test voltage level. Okay, so afterwards, after the voltage source, means after the control panel, there is a cascaded transformer. Okay, and by using that cascaded transformer we can produce the required test voltage level. So here this power frequency high voltage source, you can consider it as a one type of cascaded transformer. So high voltage transformer is used, which is a cascaded auto transformer, where the input voltage can be varied from 0 to several hundreds of volts, and corresponding secondary voltage would be lies from 0 to several hundreds of kilovolt. During the test, the voltage is applied at bottom terminal, as you can see over here. All the poles are shorted and connected to the high voltage source. So during the test, the voltage is being applied at this bottom terminal of the breakers by this cascaded transformer, and slowly varied from 0 to specified value, and then keep that voltage magnitude in a constant way for 60 seconds, and then it will be slowly reduced to 0. So rate of rise of voltage that one is assuming to reach up to the required test voltage level is 2 kilovolt per second, as defined by the IEC standard. Okay, so what exactly one has to do while conducting this power frequency over voltage Wheatstone test? First you have to first the engineer has to make these necessary connections. So first he or she has to sorted all the terminals at the top side, and it must be grounded properly. Then the base one should be grounded properly, and the center of all the poles are connected together and connected with and has to connected with this high voltage source. After making the appropriate connections, the circuit is ready to conduct the test. So increase the voltage from 0 value to a required test voltage level. Okay, afterwards the timer has to start. Okay, so timer should be timer must be set at 60 seconds. Okay, under the dry condition, under the dry atmospherical conditions, because intention is to perform the test under the dry condition. Okay, so under the dry condition you have to set the timer of 60 seconds after setting the required test voltage level. Okay, so during that time duration, the engineer has to wait and analyze whether anything suspicious or the wrong things are happening or not. So if suppose the insulation of this circuit breaker is not capable enough to sustain or to maintain or to withstand the applied over voltage magnitude, then on the control panel the sample fail indication will glow up prior to the 60 minutes. So one can analyze that the insulation is not properly designed and not capable enough to applied voltage magnitude for a 1 minute of time as suggested by IEC standard. But if suppose nothing is happening, during this 1 minute of time, the control panel will indicate sample pass indication. It means that the insulation is good enough and better in design, so it has capacity enough to withstand the applied voltage magnitude. If suppose one want to conduct the test under the wet condition, then prior to setting the voltage level, prior to increasing the voltage to required test voltage value, first by using the artificial rainy system, after making the connections, rainy condition has to be created. Okay, so that by using that artificial rainy system, one is spraying the water at an angle of 45 degree for a 1 minute of time. After 1 minute of time, the voltage is increased from 0 value to a required test value, and then the timer is switched on, okay, for the 1 minute of time. So during 1 minute of time, if you found the flashover situation, the sample fail indication will glow up. If nothing is happening, then the sample pass will glow up. It means that the insulation under the dry condition and wet condition has satisfied its capacity to withstand the applied over voltage stress. So during this dry power frequency withstand voltage test, normally as well as under the wet test, the leakage current to the ground to be measured. So that is the one aspect through which one can assess the quality of the insulation. Okay, so leakage current is to be measured, and the leakage current should not cross the specified maximum limit. Okay, so if the flash is taking place over the surface, one can visualize, but if suppose there is a malfunctioning happening inside the dielectric material, then the one way to analyze the fault in the insulation is to measure the leakage current. Okay, so the leakage current is normally measured with respect to the ground, and that leakage current should not cross its specified maximum limit. So any failure of the insulation during the test indicates the insufficiency of insulation in the breaker. So this is about the power frequency withstand voltage test over the circuit breaker. So impulse voltage test can also be very important to perform over the circuit breakers. So the information related to that impulse voltage test can be accessed by searching on Google. You can find so many literatures available that how this impulse voltage test is being conducted over the circuit breakers to assess its quality under the impact of lightening over voltages and the switching over voltages. But in a root cause, whatever the dielectric test has been conducted over the circuit breakers is only to judge the quality or to determine the quality of the insulation when it is subjected to over voltages. So this is about the power frequency voltage withstand test on circuit breakers. Thank you.